What's up guys, it's Des, and currently I'm walking to work. There's a lot of cars around me and I'm gonna wait until I get to the other side of the street because there's this canal I'm gonna walk along to get there faster, so I'll start vlogging then. Adventures with Des. That's the other side. That's where I just came up. Berries? They're not ready yet though. What else is gonna go wrong? Thanks for washing. Wash your hands. All right, so I made it across the street. I'm out of breath. I feel like this is gonna take me like an hour to get there, so I may as well film, right? So now, story time. Last night, my husband and I went and got groceries, went and did laundry. I needed to get the laundry detergent out of my car, and then I also had left something. I left gloves and mask in my car. So when we went to go put the laundry to dry, I left my keys in the apartment and I forgot because I was like, I don't need them. But then once we dried the clothes, we were gonna go get groceries at HEB. So basically the gloves and masks that we have were in my car, and obviously we need them to protect ourselves. So we had to go get them out of my car. Well, I had to go get the keys out of the apartment, and then I was like, well, I don't need my keys whenever we're at the grocery store, right? So I put the keys in his glove box. Well, whenever we got home, it was really late. I was laying in bed and I was just about to go to sleep, and I realized that I had left the keys. But since he goes to work and he has like a split shift, there was no need for us to get the keys out then. And so he's like, oh, it's okay, I'll just get the keys whenever I come back and I'll give them to you. Well, we forgot that starting this week, they're not doing split shifts anymore. So where are my keys when I need to leave at 12? In the car. So I'm walking to work. It was about 11:50 and I tried to call him, but it went straight to voicemail. He won't see my call or my message until probably 12:15, 12:30. So I sit and I was like, well, I'll just wait until he answers. I went ahead and called work and I was like, hey, I'm gonna be late. Here's the situation. You know, my supervisor said that's fine, don't worry about it. So now I was just like, well, I'm just gonna be sitting here when really I could do something about it. And it was a good thing that my husband and I have been walking a lot in places that you can't drive. So like there's this patch of grass between the telephone lines, or like whatever those things are, and then it's just next to a canal over there. We've been walking a lot along these, and if I walk, I'm either gonna have to walk on the highway, which is not a good idea, and I don't feel safe doing that. Even though I have seen a lot of people that do that, but it's very windy on the highway too, and I'm gonna get tired out over there. Then I will just walk along the canal and see how far I get, because it's like 2 miles away if you drive, but it says it's gonna take me 41 minutes to get there, and I just don't think that's how long it's gonna take, but I'm just hoping, probably, but it still might. So it's 12:28 right now. I've been gone since about 12:15, so it's already been 15 minutes. I don't think I've even gone a mile. I'm filming on my phone. Let me see how far I have. I've gone like half a mile. Ooh, this is cool. The people over here have like a little garden thing. That's nice. I like that. So it says that I have 1.6 miles to go. Oh, crud. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get around, honestly, because the canal turns. I guess we'll see. But it says I have 1.6 miles to go. It says I've gone 0.4 and then I have 30 minutes left. Sounds about right. So we'll see how fast to get to work. So apparently this is where the canal stops and like crosses where I was walking. I don't know. I feel like I can go like past this little wood piece. There's a fish in there. There's a lot of trash. I don't know. Maybe I can walk right here down it and then just jump across and go back up. That's what I'm gonna do. This is very steep. I'm just gonna slide down. All right, I made it. That's the other side. That's where I just came up. Landed in the berries. They're not ready yet though. Like blackberries or like blueberries or something. But yeah. So that's where I was earlier. Onward. All right, now I just have to walk this grass is really high, so it's a little hard to walk in right here, but I feel like up there it looks like it's getting less. There's just a lot of like berry runners because, you know, they like branch out sideways that I keep walking in, but it looks like somebody walks this often because there's like a rut. Hopefully I don't run into an animal. I hope not. That's the canal. I guess I'll update you when I'm farther.
12 seconds later.
All right, so I'm a little bit farther. This is sideways. Not much from the last time I said anything. But before I left, I packed my bag. I packed water. Because I knew I was gonna get hot because it's kind of warm today. Squeeze me. I'm gonna keep going. I keep hurting myself. I'm in the shade of this mesquite tree. And mesquite trees have little pokey thorns, so I kind of hurt myself when I was trying to put my camera on it, but I got it. So now I'm just continuing.
Okay, pause. Wait. I have a dilemma. I'm editing this vlog and I had footage between this last clip and the next one that's coming up, and I don't know where it went. So I decided to draw it out. I gotta explain my drawings. So at first I just thought that it was a regular canal. I thought that it continued on straight forever until there was a road, but it did not. And there was the first turn where you saw me climb up the canal, and then I continued on the grass. There was just a fence, so I just continued along until I came to a mesquite tree where I stood in the shade, drank some water, kind of caught my breath a little bit, and then I continued. Well, right after this, I was looking at a road. There was a road directly in front of me, and that's where I was going to continue on until I got there and I was going to turn and see like where I was. That never happened because right after the clip with the mesquite tree, there was another turn in the canal. So I had to turn and then just see where it led because I couldn't go down it again. It was too much water. It was too deep. And I don't know what happened to that footage. But all I know is it was too deep to swim. So I turned by that fence because the fence turned again. And then I went to the right. And then the next clip you'll see is where I'm going straight. You'll be able to see behind me where the canal turned the second time. And then just continue on from there.
Okay, so two things. Maybe three things. First of all, it looks like there might be a fence at the end of the grass. And if there is, I'm just gonna have to turn back around or keep going until there's not a fence or climb the fence. I'm not climbing a fence. Two is that the canal is getting more shallow, but like I'm still not gonna go across. I'm still not gonna swim in it, although it's hot and it looks really refreshing. And there's a little fish in there. It's pretty cool. The third thing is that maybe I shouldn't be walking, or I should have taken like a main road like everybody else, but more chance to get taken or something, more chance of people messing with you. I'll just take the back way. Well, look where the back way got me. Oh goodness. Okay, two more things. So first of all, I got hurt, like, you see that? Like my hand, I got a thorn in it and I scratched it on the little berries and I just pulled the thorn out because I didn't know that it was still in my hand. And two, I just got bit by a horsefly. What else is gonna go wrong? I don't know. Adventures with Daz. So I'm getting to the end of it and I think I just figured out that the fence does end by the canal, but like I'll be able to walk in the grass. Thank goodness, because I was like, I can't turn around now. Hold on, this grass is too high. I don't know if there's snakes. But I'm tired, man. I'm getting close to work, but not quite. I'm not doing this for the views, but I kind of hope this gets a lot of views after this, because I already got a thorn in my hand. I already been bit by a horsefly and I'm tired. And I don't even know how long I have left to go. Like, I know that I'm close to work, but I don't know where I am, like, lengthwise. The good thing is that I'm getting close to the highway, look. So that's a highway. That's the drainage ditch and the fence that I was seeing from afar, but thank goodness the fence stops at the canal and it doesn't like continue to the road. Whenever I cross this, I'll be on the concrete, which I'm really scared about because there's cars and they're going really fast. It's a highway, but I'm also glad to just be not on grass because there's too many bugs, even though I saw 2 cool monarch butterflies. But I'm glad I didn't see any animals because that would have been scary. Right now, this highway, there's big HEB, and then like there's a lot of cars that are passing around. But hopefully I make it there soon. I know that usually by this time it takes me about 3 minutes to get to work. I'm exhausted and these people keep looking at me because I'm walking, but I'm just gonna walk across HEB's parking lot. Not parking lot, because their parking lot is full, but I'm gonna walk past their doors because that way I'm at least protected there. So I have so many things in my shoes right now. Oh, thank goodness, shade. So basically, like, everybody in HEB, like in the parking lot, it was packed, and they all thought that I was like a shopper and I don't have like a mask or gloves or anything, and so they were all looking at me weird. I didn't vlog or anything, but I was just like over there walking. Duh. Like, look at all that dust. Like, what the heck? On my shoes and on my jeans. So the good thing is that I'm almost there. It's taken me about 47 minutes since I started walking because I turned on my Apple Watch on the walking setting, but I'm almost there. Thank goodness. It said it was gonna take me about like 41 minutes, but it took me about 50. That's what I said. I figured it'd take me an hour. Like, it says 47:48. I've gone 2.17 miles and I've burned 177 active calories. I'm almost to work. Now the fun part is gonna be playing Frogger and crossing that. Okay, so I'm almost to my job. I have probably 5 minutes until I get there, if that. I just called them to let them know to let me in because I don't have my keys. So I'm gonna like do a whole little update after I get home from work, and then we'll talk about the numbers and like how long it took me and whatnot. When I got to work, I was so sweaty. I had already sweated through my light gray shirt and my sweater, but you can't tell in my sweater because it's dark. There was all kind of sticker burrs on my jeans. It was bad. I had to clean up because it was just not professional. So I tried to dry off my sweater a little bit, and then also knocked off all of the little sticker burrs that were on my jeans and on my shoes. Washed my face, got everything ready for work. I was exhausted all day, and yeah, I just won't be doing that again. I appreciate cars a lot more, that's for sure. Air condition, not getting bit by bugs. Okay, so the stats. I ended up walking a little over 2.5. It was 2.55 miles. It took me 54 minutes and 50 seconds, so about 55 minutes to get there, and I burned 205 calories altogether. This is not something that I plan on doing again. I highly don't recommend this activity of walking to work unless you absolutely have to, which I did that day. Not really, but it was the best thing I could think of at the time. Like, it was lunchtime, so one of my coworkers could have come and picked me up, but I didn't want to cut into one of their lunches, and I didn't think about that until I'd already got there.
Epilogue.
So as you can see from the title of the video, I don't recommend this. I'm never doing this again if I don't absolutely have to. And here are the things that I learned from this experience. I think I'm gonna break this up in 2 parts. 1, if I ever have to do it again, and 2, just what I learned in general. I didn't actually like number them. I just have like little stars next to the ones that I would do differently and little lines next to the things that I learned, because they were all out of order. So that I would know, like be able to differentiate between the two. That's how I did it. Number 1, if I ever have to do this again, I would definitely bring snacks, because I was a little bit hungry, and then also I didn't have my car when it was time to go to lunch, so I had to wait a little bit longer for food to be brought to me. So I would definitely bring snacks next time. That way I could eat that in between then and lunch. The second thing I would do differently is I would put on sunscreen, because it was very hot. It didn't seem like it was gonna be that hot, but as that hour passed, the sun got brighter and it was just more hot. I think I had a little bit of heat exhaustion because I had a really bad headache that afternoon. So sunscreen and a hat possibly, but I don't really have a hat, especially because I had hair like this, so I can't put a hat on top of that. I'll cut a hole in it. The third thing that I would do differently is bring an extra pair of clothes, because like I said, I didn't think it was that hot, and so I wasn't thinking that I was gonna sweat through my shirt, but I did, and it was like gray, so you could definitely see it. I had to wear my sweater over it and be hot for a little while after I got to work because it looked gross. So I just would bring another pair of clothes so that I could change out of that sweaty, nasty mess that I was in. The fourth thing that I would do differently is I would explain the situation better, because my supervisor thought that I left my work keys and that I was just gonna be like 10 or 15 minutes late, when in actuality I left my car keys and didn't know how late I was going to be. So I would explain the situation more clearly. I thought I was explaining it clearly enough, but I forget we have 2 different sets of keys. So I would explain it better and make the situation clear. And the fifth thing that I would do differently is just call somebody to pick me up, because it probably wouldn't take another hour. My mom doesn't live that far away. My coworkers are at work 2 miles away, so somebody probably could have come and got me. I just wasn't thinking. I was thinking this was the best way at the time. So yeah, I would just call somebody to come pick me up. So now I'm going to talk about some things that I learned from this situation. One, if because I'm hoping that I don't again, but if I leave my keys in the glove box, the second I think about it, just get them out, because that will save me a whole lot of time the next day for work. The second thing that I learned is I appreciate my car a lot more, and I also appreciate people that do have to walk. Like, I appreciate what they have to go through to get where they're going, because that was intense. And I only did that once. Walking in grass, getting bit by bugs, got a thorn in my hand, all those crazy things that happen from one time of walking. And there's people that are walking literally every day, everywhere that they have to go. So I feel for them, and I also appreciate my car more. The third thing that I learned kind of goes along with it, but I didn't think that it would take so long to walk where I had to go. Literally from my house to work is usually about 6 to 10 minutes, but it took me an hour to walk it. So walking takes a lot longer than you think. So those are all the things that I would do differently and that I learned from this whole walking to work experience. It was kind of a fun experience, but I would only do that once, and I probably wouldn't even do that. So that was a little vlog of me walking to work. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed editing it because it was really funny to watch it back and see the different things that I was going through at the time. I didn't really enjoy walking it at the time, but that's why I figured if I went ahead and filmed it, that maybe it would be something funny to look back on and to remember. I tried to keep it a little bit funny while I was walking, mostly to keep myself entertained. But if you stayed until the end, thank you so much. This is my first video. I'm just gonna say this in this video only. Every video that I have, if you stay until after the end card, you might see something funny. You never know. All of my social media links are below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, GoFundMe, All those links will be down below. My next video will be a 2020 curly hair routine where I show you how I do my curly hair. It won't be in a bun like this, but I'll show you how I do my hair, and I only use one product. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Okay, so I'm almost to my job. I just realized I accidentally revealed where I work. So I'm gonna like cut that footage out.
Soon as the air conditioner turns off, that's when I'm gonna say the thing I say. Now I drink too much water. Thank you so much for washing. Thanks for washing. Wash your hands.